to the Prosperity Awards presented by the East Boston Chamber of Commerce. Acompáñanos.
Hello, my name is Vinny Qualtieri. I'm a member of the East Boston Chamber of Commerce Board, and I just want you to enjoy the Prosperity Awards dinner tonight.
Bienvenidos a Prosperity Awards.
Prosperity Awards 2016.
Having a great time here at the Chamber.
Hi, I'm from the East Boston Health Center. We're very excited that one of our own, Michael Nicastro, is being honored this year.
East Boston Chamber of Commerce offers great networking events where you meet a ton of great contacts. Join your local chamber.
It's a funny segment, but then again,
Hi everyone. Join the chamber. Join the East Boston Chamber.
Well, one of the great things about East Boston, of which there are many, is the great strength of the Chamber of Commerce, how it includes everybody, how they help promote business activity in East Boston and outside of East Boston, and it's a great honor to be asked to be part of this event this evening. I was very surprised that we were selected, but we were very pleased to be selected, and I think it's a great tradition that's been started over the last couple of years, and I think it builds a lot of positive momentum and has people recognize the great story that East Boston has to tell about how successful it is.
Well, you shouldn't be surprised because you are very successful and you also support most of the community organizations within the area.
Well, we try to be supportive of a lot of the organizations, and I think we do a very good job at that. But the world changes; we got to change with it. So we appreciate getting the feedback and also kind of understanding what's the next wave of innovations and ideas people have that they want us to take a look at.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Felicidades. Gracias.
Hi, my name is Kim Alschel. I work for East Boston Savings Bank and I'm treasurer for the East Boston Chamber of Commerce, and we would love to have you join our chamber.
Thank you very much for selecting me and us, and thanks for your collaborations with us over the years. And we look forward to tonight and also participating in years to come.
Michelle is the host of the Michelle McPhee Show on the historic Boston radio station 1510 WMEX, which airs every week daily 3 p.m. to 7. As you all may know, Michelle is a 3-time Emmy-nominated investigative journalist. She's currently working as a producer on the Brian Ross unit at ABC News. She's also an award-winning columnist, longtime newspaper and magazine reporter. Michelle has written and is the best-selling author of 5 true crime stories, 2 of which have already been made into movies. Her 6th book, soon to come out, is Maxim Harm. It's a long-term investigation into the Boston Marathon bombers, which will be released in 2017 on 4-Edge Books. Michelle spent many years in New York. She was at Ground Zero the day those horrible events occurred, and she reported them live, and her experience goes on and on and on. So without further ado, I'd like everybody to give a warm welcome to our own East Boston talk show host, Michelle McPhee.
When you look around here, how can you not love East Boston? You look out this window, I mean, we are the best kept secret, but not that for too much longer, I don't think. We are losing that secret, but this is an unbelievably beautiful place. And it's so funny, when Tom first asked me, and congratulations Tom, I'm Vice President, I was so excited because he said, you're going to be with Robert Lewis, and my first question was, who? And then he goes, Junior Lewis. I go, oh! Because, he's one of us, and that's a huge compliment in this neighborhood. And when anybody says that she's one of us, I will never forget that Sal LaMattina, our city councilor, who I think is in Florida right now, made that remark, and it was the ultimate compliment, and you felt really good and part of the neighborhood, and I'm really glad to be part of this neighborhood. So without further ado, I am going to bring up the East Boston Chamber of Commerce president. I have so much gratitude for the East Boston Chamber of Commerce because they do a lot of work for a lot of us to make this neighborhood better, and they're very rarely recognized for it. So we should give the whole chamber a round of applause. And with that, I'm going to introduce our president, Scott Heigelman.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming to the second annual Prosperity Award celebration. On behalf of the entire board of the East Boston Chamber of Commerce, I'd like to thank you all for joining us here tonight to honor and recognize the distinguished recipients of this year's Prosperity Award. I'd like to thank the generous sponsors of tonight's event. That is East Boston Savings Bank, who took care of your cocktail hour. And of course, Massport, longtime supporters of the Chamber. The Greater Boston Convention and Visitors Bureau, and of course the East Boston Times for being our media sponsor. Thanks for helping us make this event. To our friends in the media here tonight, Bloomberg is in the building someplace, for the Boston Globe, the Boston Business Journal, CNBC, Boston Magazine, and Ross Gavin in the Post-Gazette. And of course, John Lins and Deputy Gregorian from the East Boston Times, and Veronica Robles. Thank you for your consistent coverage.
Hello, everyone. So Scott is very nice. Of course, he said a lot of sweet things because he's leaving and I'm taking over. But anyway, what I wanted to say is that it's so nice to see so many familiar faces, so many friends. And as Scott said, I really want to particularly say a great thank you to Scott, to Kim, and to Tom, who have been really my mentors and my friends, and they've been so helpful to me. Like, I've learned so much from them. So I'm hoping that come February 4th, when I take over, that things will go very smoothly. We have an amazing board, both present and incoming, so I'm hoping everybody will come on the 4th to see us all be installed. And I also want to give a special thank you to my sister Rita, who's here from Italy, and she wasn't supposed to be here this one, but I talked to her to come to stay so she could come here. So hopefully we will have a lot of great new programs and activities for you this coming year with this amazing board that we've put together. That's really all I have to say. I just want you to all, I want to thank you all for being here, and please enjoy your dinner. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Enjoy dinner.
Let's just thank God for the blessings that we have this evening, and certainly thanksgiving to those who will be honored, and for their service, for their giving back to the community. And as we pray this evening, we pray for the safety of our young people, especially in our community. Dear God, as we gather as brothers and sisters, may you give us the hope and the grace that we see each day. But more importantly, that we may always recognize that in our community, how wonderful the opportunity is for others to see the gifts that we have, and to share those gifts, not only economically, but the spirit of love, that we may always be grateful and always realize that in our community, our children are safe because of the people in this room. Amen.
How's
friends out there watching the Patriots game last week.
Yeah, my name is Alex Ralimi from Revere, Mass, and East Boston entrepreneur and business owner. I would like everyone in East Boston, all entrepreneurs, business owners, to join the East Boston Chamber of Commerce. It's a great organization. So if you want to grow your business and make it big in 2016 and bring the leadership, is join this organization. If you live in East Boston or outside East Boston, you should join the East Boston Chamber of Commerce. Has brought a lot of business to me, and I'm very grateful in joining the East Boston Chamber of Commerce as a board member and as one of the directors. And thank you.
Check us out.
Check us out in Facebook or the eastbostonchamber.org. Thank you.
Muy contentos estamos aquí en compañía de toda la comunidad de East Boston, de Chelsea y otras ciudades aledañas, pero en este momento me siento como pavo real, muy orgullosa de presentarle a nuestra comunidad a Sergio Caramillo, empresario muy exitoso en nuestra comunidad, pero ahora tiene el puesto de presidente del Chamber of Commerce de Chelsea. Y no solamente tú estás de presidente, sino también tenemos un co-chair o vicepresidente, quien también es latino. O sea, son bilingües completamente.
Totalmente.
Muchas felicidades. Háblame de este éxito. ¿Qué significa para ti, para la comunidad y para todos en general?
Bueno, siendo el primer presidente latino y bilingüe, es un gran honor y tremenda responsabilidad también, porque ahora no solamente tengo los dos cargos de atraer socios a la Cámara de Comercio de Chelsea, pero tengo que hacerlo con los dos mundos, el mundo latino y el americano. Y es un compromiso que vamos a tener que tomar y vamos a hacerlo lo mejor posible. El señor Alberto Calvo, que es el vicepresidente ejecutivo, es una persona sumamente buena y es para mí un gran apoyo. Y ese respaldo que tengo de él va a ser lo que nos va a dar a nosotros la energía para surgir adelante. Tenemos unas metas que son absolutamente fabulosas y vamos a ver cómo sale todo eso.
Precisamente la visión global, el que seamos latinos, es muy importante que seamos bilingües para que el mensaje llegue a las casas de nuestras familias, que no, por favor, no dejen que sus hijos pierdan el español. Ustedes están en los dos mundos, los dos son respetados en los dos mundos y lo importante ahora, el peso de ustedes, la carga que tienen es de tratar de cómo integrar a estos dos grupos para que sea uno. ¿Cuál es la estrategia que van a utilizar? Porque hasta ahora sí nuestros latinos son un poquito reacios a integrarse a este tipo de organizaciones, lo cual está muy mal porque debemos ser parte, para ser parte del movimiento, ser parte del crecimiento. ¿Cómo tú vas a tratar de resolver ese pequeño detalle entre nuestra comunidad?
Bueno, no es pequeño, es un gran detalle. Lo más importante es proveer servicios a la comunidad negociante que sea real, que sea dirigida a las necesidades de los negociantes. Esos servicios son sumamente importantes y tiene que ser sin que sean juzgados los negociantes y tiene que ser valioso. Sin eso no hay cámara, no hay nada. Y eso es lo que estamos tratando de hacer. Vamos a reunir un conjunto de individuos y organizaciones para que sean los recursos para nuestros comerciantes en la ciudad, no solamente en Chelsea, pero en todas las comunidades alrededor de nuestra área. Eso es lo más importante y la cosa primordial. El segundo aspecto es la comunicación. He visto en muchos años de que empezamos con una buena idea, pero no hay follow-up, no hay seguimiento. Entonces, sin eso no hay nada también. Y la idea mía con Alberto es hacer eso, estar ahí siempre a la disposición de nuestros socios. Pero no solamente los socios, sino que cualquier persona. Estamos con las puertas abiertas, el teléfono mío está on todo el tiempo y eso es lo que estamos comprometidos a hacer.
Claro, sobre todo tomando en cuenta que hay muchos negocios latinos en la ciudad. Now let's do it in English. So
Okay.
we would like to congratulate you for your new position as a Chelsea Chamber of Commerce president. You are bilingual and your co-chair is also bilingual. What this means to the community?
So what it means is twofold, is that we have the goal of integrating everyone in the community without distinction. There's no I am Latino or I am Anglo. We're all the same. So we're going to open it up. The most important thing in realizing the goals of the chamber is to provide the proper service, to provide value for the membership, the dues that you pay. If you provide that kind of value, then you're going to be fulfilling the edict that is set as a Chamber of Commerce. And become more powerful in the affairs of the community by advocating for them, for all of us. And the goal is to promote the welfare of everybody. And I think that that's the focus that we're going to have in the next year or so. We've been elected for 2 years. We have that as a plan for the first year. And my co-president is Alberto Calvo, and he has committed himself 100% and makes me very, very proud to be a part of the Chamber of Commerce in Chelsea.
And you are located in both sides, both ends of Chelsea, which makes it more, accessible for everyone.
Right, exactly. So Alberto walks up to the store and we'll meet at one of the local restaurants. I walk down by his side, and that way we get to know and meet everybody. So it's really, really a lot of fun, and it's great. Yes.
So a last word for the people to join the chamber.
Well, obviously it's something that needs to be done. We all need to be together. And the most important element is that you, as a member of the business community, if there's a need, you have to express those needs. And we will try and we will endeavor very hard to accomplish and to get those needs met. So please, if you have a question or a concern, call me, call Alberto, call the chamber. We will answer it for you.
Felicidades, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's so funny. We were just talking about East Boston and how amazing it is here. There's 23 languages spoken in this neighborhood. 23. We are absolutely the epitome of diversity. And how many of you guys saw Black Mass and started yelling, "Ooh, that's Eastie!" out loud in the theater the whole time? That's East Boston. That's not Southie. The Lions, And then you see the Equalizer. And East Boston is on the map for so many things. Not only just history. We were the Ellis Island of Boston. We were the place where immigrants came. We're still the place where immigrants come up those golden steps and are welcomed into this neighborhood. And that's why I love East Boston so much. And you think about all the history here with Donald McKay and the fact that we are in a Dropkick Murphys video. That's probably the biggest video out there that we could be part of. And East Boston is just amazing. And it's the people that are in this community that make it so amazing. Father John talked a little bit about praying for the young people of this neighborhood. And we know what happened at Maverick Station last week. And, it's young people like that Robert Lewis Jr. has spent his life reaching out to and changing the dynamics of how they grow up in the neighborhood and every neighborhood in the city. And gotten them involved with things like the Boston Astros. Peter Gammons, who is one of my favorite writers from Sports Illustrated, called the Boston Astros the most dynamic, the best, hands down the best urban baseball team on the planet. He said in the country, but I'm going to lie and say on the planet. Because it's true. Because it was something like the Boston Astros that really changed. Think about the 1970s, what we grew up with the 1980s, with all of the division in the city. And it was something like the Boston Astros that brought so many people together. And it's that theme that Robert Lewis Jr. Lewis has continued. That's why I have so much admiration for you, because I've spent a career writing about the sad loss that we've had among our young people and the children that we buried because of violence. And the names ring in my head over and over and over again. And it's the work, the tireless advocacy that you have engaged in that has made this city better. I mean, it brings me to tears. I can actually see them. Tiffany Johnson and Jermaine Goffigan and Kylie Harris, who hugged the man who shot her and put her in a wheelchair and said, "I forgive you." And that little girl, was an angel to me, because there was something about when I met her, Kylie Harriet, a bullet fired by a gangbanger who couldn't shoot because most of them can't, pierced her spine. And then when he was facing sentencing in court, she embraced him and said, "I forgive you." I was reporting on the story and started crying in court, which is not very professional. But I never forgot her, and I try to bring that spirit of Kylie Harriet into every single story that I do. And it's the Kylie Harriets that Bobby Lewis has spent his life trying to save, to make sure that those stray bullets are not being fired in our neighborhoods, to make sure that commuters aren't running from Maverick Square T-Stop, and to make sure that these kids that do get caught up have a second chance. And as somebody who has spent a life covering crime, I am so enormously grateful, because I've seen the real impacts that you've had on our city, and I've seen the impact that you've had on the way that we think about our city.
Tonight is a homecoming for me, and I really just want to thank you, Michelle. You know, a kid growing up in Maverick Street housing projects in 1961. You know, when I start thinking about, you know, the Dante Alighieri School, the Theodore Lyman, Donald McKay, East Boston High class of '78, with my dear friend Linda Antonucci, City Councilor Sal Lamartina, to sit here and also to have the opportunity to meet Joan, you know, and your dad was my coach, and your dad taught me so much about life skills, and I just love Mr. Benaki, and just to have met you here this evening means a lot to me. I just want to thank everyone from the Chamber and the work you do putting this together, but the easy part might be sitting here tonight and having dinner. But we know the hard work you do is making sure that our communities are great for every single citizen that represents our communities. And it's the business leaders. The business leaders are the citizens that are standing up and ensuring it's not just great here, it's just great for every neighborhood across the country. Think of it. When I grew up, everyone says no one leaves East Boston. That is not true. Folks, East Boston is global. When I was a kid, I used to look up in the sky and I see the airplanes. And I used to wonder where they're going. And one day, this kid from Maverick, would I be in an airplane? Boy, what you did, East Boston, is you raised a boy to be a man. You raised a boy to be a man. But see, why I share that is because I was born in a public hospital, took public transportation, lived in public housing, as we like to say, the projects, received public assistance, yeah, I was a welfare kid, and attended public schools. And my whole life has been about the public. And as I sit here and I just think of folks around, I think of Jim Kearney, and it's still hard, Coach. I can't really call you Jim, it's Coach. And I think of, and I see Jose Marceau, who's known me as a teenager, Felix Arroyo, when I got my first job at 21. I think of so many coaches and so many leaders, you know, and the Johns from East Boston APAC and East Boston Social Center. I hung at the APAC as a teenager, and the Social Center gave me my first job. You raised a boy to be a man.
So congratulations.
This award is given in recognition and appreciation of their unselfishness, dedication to the East Boston community. Let me tell you a little bit about this recipient today. This year's award goes to a person who truly represents, I am proud to say, a prince of the church. I say that because he guides his flock softly through the crossroads of life, teaching the youngsters and youth the meaning of humility, love, compassion, self-esteem, and respect. The individual was born and brought up in East Boston and lived on Falcon Street. It is my honor and privilege to introduce to you this year's honoree, Father John Lozano.
I feel awkward receiving an award for something that I believe God called me to do. And I feel very special. And certainly the award being called Buddy Mangini is very special too, because Buddy's just a tremendous, tremendous example. There was one day that we had I think it was the Kiwanis bike rodeo at the club, and they were giving out lollipops and stuff. So everybody left, and it was a ton of people, a ton of kids and everything. And I was complaining, I said, Buddy, I said, there's lollipop sticks all over the parking lot. About an hour later, Buddy's there picking them up in his shorts. That is not a sight that anyone would like to see. It's been etched in my mind. But I'm honored by this award, and I'm humbled by it. I think there's a lot of people deserving of it. I have to be honest in my heart. But like I said when I started, to receive an award for doing something that you love, being home, which was a dream come true. When I became a Salesian, we had a wish list, and they said, what's your ideal job that you would like to do as a priest? And I got to be honest with you, I said I'd like to be at the Salesian Boys and Girls Club. Well, it took 30 years before they figured out that my wish would come true, because I was all over the place in Louisiana and everything else. But to be here, to work with the kids and work with families, and to see everybody here and the honorees, we have a wonderful community. And I think working together, we will make our streets safe, because they are. I believe that in my heart will make them safer. Thank you to the Chamber, thank you to everyone, and God bless you all. Thank you.